Hello, you still there, Michael?
Yeah, it's recording now.
Oh, cool. Right, lovely. Just broke up there a second.
Yeah, so I'm based in South Wales, so not far from Cardiff.
Oh, lovely. Oh, man, I love that.
So have you played Cardiff yet?
Yeah, do you know what? We've a long time ago we played Cardiff. We played, I think it's Fuel, as a place in Cardiff, just outside the stadium.
Yeah, Fuel, yeah.
Yeah, that was a while back though, so I'd really like to come back and play again because, like, I tell you, that gig was wicked because, like, it was like a Monday night, and we were like, oh, we were like just opening, and it's like, I think it's like 2015 or something, like nobody's gonna turn up, and just it's the best night ever. Like everybody fucking came out and just got absolutely slaughtered on a Monday night. It's fucking. I was like, yeah, man, the Welsh know how to fucking rock.
Well, Fuel is it's a good small venue. Do you know what I mean? And it's there's other venues around Cardiff, but Fuel, it's strange because Bruce Dickinson goes there quite a few times because Fuel was the first place to sell Trooper.
Oh yeah, the beer. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I did not know that.
Yeah, he's gone there a few times to work behind the bar.
Oh my god, what I pay to see people's faces when they come into the bar. Can I have a pint of that? What the fuck?
Well, that's the thing. It's like normally you think, right, I'm gonna go to Fuel, especially when like Iron Maiden are playing, because you never know. Me and my mate, we were going to see Iron Maiden. I think it was on the Dances of Death tour.
Yeah, I saw them on that tour. That was great, that.
Yeah, and we parked up and we were walking across, and we were walking by the Hilton Hotel, and this bloody scruffy bloke comes out of the Hilton, and I'm like, oh God, how the hell is he in the Hilton? And my mate Chris, he turned around, he went, that's bloody Bruce Dickens.
That's brilliant.
So we had our photos taken with him, like, and we said to him, oh, we're heading to your concert now. And he was like, oh, enjoy the concert, have a good time and all that. But he was so scruffy. He was in tracksuit bottoms and all that. And but they didn't even look new.
You would thought, he's either going to be in costume or some sort of rock and roll get-up, but he's just popping down the offie.
Absolutely crazy, because we were walking to the concert. We were like, that can't have been Bruce Dickinson.
Yeah.
But he's got a business down on RAF St. Athens. Oh. So he's in Cardiff quite a lot.
Oh, I
so he's one of these people which will just turn up somewhere like.
Oh, brilliant. That's really nice. What's he like then? Is he pretty down to earth, pretty affable?
Yeah, nice guy, yes. He couldn't wait to have his photo taken.
Oh, yeah.
He looked as shocked as what we were. because our faces were like, we were like giving a puzzled look, like in the photo. We were like, huh? I don't know what's going on here.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. So, can you tell me a bit about the band, how you met, and what was your influences?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I suppose in its like the original guys, like it's been going for quite a long time because at the core of it, it's me and Thomas, the guitarist, who also does vocals as well, does backing vocals as well. And we met as people, we met like when we were at school, probably, I think. Yeah, like fucking hell, like proper, maybe 13, 14 or something. And then we didn't play in bands together. We started playing we both were guitarists at that time, and he still is. And we were jamming from then. And then we were in different bands together. And then we just sort of, as you do when you're young, you play in this band, do a bit of that breaks up, goes a wobbly, does something else. And then back and forth a bit. And then past the full proper, I guess, was like, we're cracking on for about, maybe it's like 2010, 11, 12, somewhere around there. And we're just like, it was really cool. We got back together. We hadn't seen each other for a while, and we got back together and played together, and it was just mega. It was like, so we'd sort of gone through our, university of hard rocks, I guess you could say, and then we come back together and played, and we're like, yeah, this is magic. So we started doing the three-piece thing. I was playing bass by then anyway, and it was just great because it was really easy to just get a power trio going, and get really tight really quickly. So it didn't take much time to sort of get running. And then Sam, how have I known him now? We were talking about this the other day. He's been drumming for us for about 5 years, I think, about now. And that's just pretty innocuous. We just found an ad online. We've been through a couple of drummers before. They hadn't really worked out. Done a couple of tours with them, and some had just had just couldn't take touring and that sort of thing. And then Sam we just did one tour with him, and it just clicked really, and we just sort of and never looked back. And then influences wise, I guess I suppose me and Tom, because we write all the material, and I guess the stuff that influences us. At the risk of sounding a bit cliched and a bit poxy, it's just as long as it's good, we'll give it a listen to it, and we just love heavy stuff. So we've got quite a bit of it's a bit of an odd one. It's we'll love things from Soundgarden and Alice in Chains through to all the classics like Metallica, Megadeth, and Rage, and all the big names. But then some death metal like Black Dahlia Murder, or some more indie rock like Queens of the Stone Age, or Tool, like that really sort of kind of artsy rock, and just anything and anything. If it's cool and it just really moves us, I think we're just really into it. There's a few left field things in there, but I guess maybe you could say the inspiration for our sound, I suppose, is definitely it's groove based. We always wanted something, because we came from thrash bands, and that was cool. And we played. I think we sort of, when we were doing thrash bands a long time ago in different projects, it was sort of it was when Evil were coming up, I suppose. It was about that sort of era, and we're sort of in that lumped in with that UK thrash thing, which is totally cool. But we I think we just sort of think that was fun, but we couldn't really go very far with it, because you always have to be in this sort of sound really. So we just wanted to do something that's just more song based. So it's definitely put the songs first and have loads of groove, just like Pantera, where the drums just roll and really kick the song forward. That was definitely our vibe with what we just wanted Past the Fall to be. And then from then, anything goes. Whatever we like, goes from there.
I can totally sympathise with yourself, because since I've been doing this, I was diagnosed with PTSD and mental illness for my time in the military. And the thing about it is, I wouldn't say I fell out of love with music, but because of my mental condition, I'd be the first one to buy the tickets, but I wouldn't go. I'd be, as it'd be coming up, I'd be working myself to a point where I'd be like, I can't go. I'm not going. What if this happens? And it's only since I've been, the last 12 months since I set up my website, that I've literally fallen back in love with music. And it doesn't matter what, earlier I was writing a review for Powerwolf. And I was like, right, I remember seeing them a few times and all that, but I put the album on and I was like, oh my God, it was so different from what I've heard before. It was heavy metal, but it was with huge choruses. And I was like, this is absolutely crazy. And it's like for me now, I listen to Mayhem and I'm like, do you know what? The guitars was really, really good. Bit extreme, but I fall in love with it. And I can totally understand with yourself where you say you've got so many influences from different styles. Because that's why I'm at now. And I've said to myself, I will never, ever miss another concert again. Because one thing I've learned with this COVID-19 and not having that opportunity is that it's special.
Yeah.
Live music is is something which needs to come back very, very soon. So, yeah, I totally understand with the different influences and all that.
Yeah, I really agree with you as well. I think, I try to always look. I used to suffer from depression quite badly, and last few years, I did quite well, to be honest. So I try to just look at everything in a different subjective light. And if anything, looking at this COVID experience, try and look at the positives, because I really agree with you. It really reminds you how much gigs are important. It's quite easy to be blasé, if you know what I mean. I don't mean to be, but like you think, well, I could go to this, I could do that. I'm doing this all the time. It's quite easy to just acclimatise and take it for granted. And I think if anything good's going to come out of this, it really brings home. It's like, no, the music scene is really cool in any form. Whether it's rock, metal, indie, whatever, and live shows and live music and entertainment it's not a superfluous like icing on the cake for our lives. It's like it's right at the core. You need it.
It's music. The way I look at it now is that I look at music as a creation, and it should be respected as a creation and not a style. So any single person, no matter what level they're at, if they put out music, it's something which has been created by them, and I've learned to love that, from folk music to country music, all the way through to like I say, to extreme death metal. Like I just think now, wow, this is somebody's creation, and it is brilliant, and I love it.
Yeah, 100%, because it really makes you think. Say for me, it's like you listen to blues or country or ambient or even dance music, and you think the thousands of hours people have put behind that to just make something that's like 3.5 minutes long.
Yeah.
Heart and soul into it. You've got to respect it. Even like I used to be really militant about my music taste when I was a teenager. As maybe a few people are, but when I got older, you suddenly, I don't know. It's like, even if I don't like stuff, I really genuinely. It sounds corny, but I do respect it. Actually, you think, well, actually, no, it's not setting my world on fire, but kudos for people to even make music and try, anything. Do sort of.
I had, it wasn't an argument, I had, I was ganged up on Facebook the other week because there's a gentleman who runs an independent label, and he put a question up saying, about reviews and things like that, and I said, well, I said, what I do when I do my reviews, if it's something which I really, really do not like, then I won't review it, because I don't want to destroy that person's creation just because I don't like it.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, they've all, this is the reasons why the reviews and all that is not good and all that. And I'm going, you're missing the point. What I'm trying to say is that I would rather be honest and turn around and say, right, I've been given 5 albums to review, and 4 of them are fantastic, and the one is really not doing it for me. I'd rather not write the review and go, this album is absolutely rubbish, it's no good, I don't want to, and all that. It's somebody's heart and soul and finances in some cases gone into it.
Time. Yeah, we all know musicians. I think everybody's got a musician in their life somewhere we know is bloody poor. It's fucking hard, man. And I like what you say, because like it's a really good point, because like if you really hate something, then how could you? There's a really massive difference in my mind between what is subjective criticism, which maybe like, I'm into this, but perhaps, and then you can sort of review the music and be like and actually have a sort of rounded opinion about it, positive or negative. That's a massive difference to just being like, well, I just don't like this, so I'm not in a place to see this clearly, which I think is really sensible.
Well, I've seen so many, I've seen so many films, and the critics, like, for example, the last Star Wars film, the critics destroyed it, and I went in and I was like to my brother, I don't get it. I don't get why there's so much hate for this film, and I just think, it really, really affected our film because all these critics were turning around, and I sure after I'm just read each other's and go, all right, I'll follow suit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
status
and
quo. Yeah.
yeah, and I just think it's just not fair. It really, really ain't.
No, it's not, and it's really it tars. It's a shame, especially the film's a great example as well. Where I've had
Yeah,
that before. Like, I think I watched was it a film called Jojo Rabbit? I don't know if you've heard of that.
I've seen it advertised there.
Yeah, and it was just a really left field thing, and I thought, oh, I'll give this a chance. And I'm really glad I didn't read the reviews first because it sounds a bit weird, but sometimes I read the reviews after, just because I like to see what the discussion is about the film. So if it's like, if and Jojo Rabbit's got like some very sensitive subject material done in a very different way. And I thought it was an amazing film, and reading the reviews afterwards, it like kind of half of reviewers really slated it, and I was like, wow, it really, and I would have thought, I would like to think I would be, but maybe, it would have tarred my impression of the film if I'd read the reviews before, which I think is a real shame sometimes if people and it just seemed like that people were just flicking through the reviews. It's just a bandwagon thing rather than being more objective and,
Yeah,
and
I
reaching.
think. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
What I was going to say is that I think with reviews, it should be, if you're going to do a review and you think, right, it's not my cup of tea, but if you're going to do a review, then do a constructive review about the film, and not going, I hate this film. This film is a total waste. You shouldn't waste your money and all that. I think it should be a case of like what I do. I sometimes when I do my album reviews, I'll go, right, it's not my cup of tea, but I'll talk about in the review about positives. I won't put any negatives down. I just put all the positives because I don't want somebody to turn around and go, well, I've had a shit time, because I think it would affect people in the sense of if I was out still doing bands and all of a sudden I was having really people going, your music's shit, you were shit, your performances are shit. That would affect me in a big way.
Yeah.
And I think that people should be encouraged, especially first albums, second albums, third albums. They should be encouraged and not destroyed.
Yeah, absolutely. I really agree because the music scene should be a really inclusive, friendly place. Just like my music taste, you suddenly realise there's a whole world of music. And do you know what? A musician, I'm going off a bit of a tangent here, but a musician doesn't play metal music has got just as much and can have just as much in common as a metal musician, for example. It's a community of people that want to just be creative. And in any community, it's about supporting each other. And hell, you don't have to like everything. Of course not. Music's very subjective, but there's no point bringing in loads of toxic feelings that just destroy people. It's completely, it seems ridiculous.
Yeah. But it's funny because my mate always says to me, I'll say to him, oh, you should listen to this album. And he'll go, oh, yeah, all right, I will. And he won't, he won't. But if you went to the like we went to see Ghost, and they had Tribulation supporting them.
Yeah.
And he was memorized. He was that. I was like, was he taking drugs or something? He was just staring at the stage, taking photos. And he said, dude, they were good, weren't they? And I was like, yeah, they were good. And I was shocked because I was like, this is not normally you were.
Your cup of tea.
What you go for? You normally go, shit. But he was memorized. I was like, God, has he gone to the toilet to taking bloody drugs or something? But as he says to me, he'll fall in love with a band by listening to them live.
Yeah.
Rather than on an album. So he's.
I can empathise with that. It's some, there's what's a really good example? There's a band I was talking to somebody about the other day. Devin Townsend. That's it. Do you know what? I've lots of my friends are into Devin Townsend. The records. I can't get. It's just not my thing. I just don't really get it. I don't really connect with it. But I saw him live. I've seen him live twice now, and I've been blown away both times. And even so much, I went back and thought, oh, okay, this is it. And I listened to the records. It's still it's funny. I don't like the records, but I really love hearing it live. And I think because that's where the real magic is. You just feel the force. It's like it has a lot of power and lots of force. But it doesn't seem to be communicated to me from the records. They're just a really good, great live band for me.
Oh, I saw them. I think it was Sonosphere. It might have been there. And I totally agree. There's bands which I won't listen to and all that, or I think, but then when I see them live, I'm like, wow, that was bloody good. So I think you're totally right with the energy coming from it, and the crowd also gives you that energy as well. So if they're enjoying it, you kind of start enjoying it a bit more as well.
Yeah, definitely. Because I think we sometimes forget, as fans, that like music is a 3D experience live, which sounds obvious, but for example, the light show or something, there's sense and there's depth and there's color. It's the same with the music. There's people and there's fronts and backs and sides and there's size and depth, not just what you're hearing, which sometimes on a record takes you away, but a lot of the time it's just stimulating your ears. When you go to a concert, it's a 3D experience, and every little part of that experience, with really great bands, they really harness that, and that's just mesmerizing.
No, I totally agree. Right, with if we can move on to Beggars at the Liars Banquet.
That
was released in 2013.
Yeah, it's about that. 2012.
Can you tell me a bit about the EP and where you recorded it, how long it took?
Yeah, absolutely. We recorded that actually. So that was a sort of pastiche. We recorded the drums in a local studio. So the guitarist lives in Cambridgeshire. And so we recorded in a local studio there just so we could get a drum room and the takes in. All the guitars, it was a sort of like home record actually. And it was when we first began to experiment with just like producing ourselves. It's kind of why the EP is a bit rough. Like, still proud of it, and it's definitely a big milestone for us at the time. But I think the songs, as a lot of bands do, up until that point, we were trying material out. We were just beginning to tour as well. So a lot of stuff it's old songs from previous bands, like sometimes you get that kind of half hangover where you're like, oh, I've just come from this and I've got these ideas, but we never got to do them, and then let's try this. Put all that stuff together, a couple of new bits. And so I think we were really proud of it, and it did us really well, actually. It got us to connect with a lot more people and travel and play, and I think it just sort of took us up a peg. But by what we've released, what we're releasing at the moment, and the album that we're sitting on at the moment, it's sort of quite rough, I suppose, in comparison. But and it was when we started to experiment with self-producing, as I said. So it's like a sort of it's definitely like a sort of embryonic form of Past the Fall, if you like.
Yeah. Do you think you will go back into the studio to rework it or to re-record it maybe in the future or something like that?
Yeah, it's tempting. Yeah, I've always wanted to like maybe just because I don't know. It's sometimes I don't know about you, but this is like when you see a remaster of an album that you love.
Yeah.
And in a way, I'm like. It's like the new Megadeths. They really pissed me off because so it's just on a personal fan level. I'm like, I really love the original recordings of like Peace Cells and Rust in Peace, and they've gone and remastered them and changed the drum sounds and like re-recorded the vocals. And in my ears, I'm like, it sounds so wrong. So I don't know whether, and like Metallica, they never re-recorded stuff, and I used to think, oh, they're so rough, some of the guitar sounds. I was like, maybe they should redo it, but then I'm like, maybe it should just be what it is, a testament to the future if it's that long ago. So jury's still out on that one. I mean, the new record that we've got, actually, we've had because of COVID and everything's kind of got a little bit trashed up. So we pulled the album and then we used the opportunity to actually re-record some parts because it was so fresh. Because we were sort of working to marketing deadline and release the album, and then obviously all this hit. So that's a kind of funny one where we actually did decide to go back and re-record parts, and we've actually got a remix album that we're going to release. That one, we pulled the other one, but that was just kind of like extenuating circumstances, obviously, with everything that was happening now. But that was great because it was like, because it was so fresh in our minds, we really did put the nail in the coffin with that one. Finally, we're like, no, this is definitely how we want it. Yeah.
But maybe an option for you if you still think that that recording, maybe like certain bands and all that, they do like an EP, a live EP of the songs. I think that's maybe could be something which you could think of in the future. Maybe just going out recording to a one-time location and just play it in its entirety.
Yeah, that'd be lovely, actually. Yeah, and I that's a really good idea. Or maybe even like sometimes I thought maybe even just cherry pick a few of the ones that are really, really fond in my heart, and then I don't know, maybe bundle it, with something, maybe some live tracks or something. Have a bit of a kind of. I always like this sort of weird and wonderful sort of EP. A lot of bands used to do like albums between albums.
Yeah.
Like sort of, rarities and re-records and a few live tracks and be like, wow, something like that. But it definitely, because I definitely think there's some great ideas on there, and it'd be really nice to almost kind of supercharge it with the sound that we have now.
Yeah. The thing is, when you're recording, going back all that time, as musicians, you grow as well, and you become tighter. So you might, if you did something like that, you'd probably think, oh wow, this is a lot more connected rather than going back. So I remember the very first demo which I did. There's a history. My mate told me the actual. We went to a place called Famous Studios in Cardiff.
Oh yeah.
And the guy who owned it, he's into like his soul sort of career and all that, and he released albums.
Yeah.
But we only found out that the actual mixing board in the studio was used for one of Rush's albums.
Oh well, I love Rush. Oh, that's cool as hell.
Yeah. I'll find out off my mate again, because he keeps sending me every now and then this clip, and I'll tell you which album it was.
Yeah, please do. Yeah, I'd love that, because massive Rush head. Yeah.
And it's actually owned now, that mixing board and all that area, by the Manic Street Preachers.
Oh really? Yeah, because they're still really local, aren't they? I did.
Yeah.
Because in my day job and stuff, I've like, if you like, to sort of make ends meet, like I've done a fair bit of roadieing, and I got to sort of by proxy do a bit of work for them, and they were just really down to earth guys, and it was really amazing to find out they're all still really local. And they used to have a studio in the city, didn't they? I think. Yeah,
it's the same studio.
Yeah.
They bought off. I can't think of his name now, but the actual studio thing used to be called Famous Studios. And it was. I think they still own it, but I know that they bought the whole thing and set it up. I don't know as of present, but I think it's. But when I found out, I was like, oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah. God, I think some of those man, they sound just. It's like what's the one in Sound City, and you've had things like Tool, Undertow go through it, Nirvana, Nevermind go through it, Fleetwood Mac go through it. You start to think, you're like, you can sort of almost, hear the sound of the channel strips, in the consoles and stuff. Lovely.
There's a place in Newport, I think it's shut down now. I can't think of the name of it. But it's a famous location because it's where Kurt Cobain proposed to Courtney Love.
No way.
Yeah, and we played there, and that's one of my favorite experiences ever that we played at. I can't remember the name of it. I'll find out as well. But yeah, it's a lot of bands have played it.
Yeah.
And
because I mean, Wales really is like the epicenter of like most modern rock, and actually quite a lot of metal. You think about
it's the shocking thing about it is that a lot of bands don't come to Cardiff anymore, or go to smaller venues, and it's so strange like that. Like you say, it's right smack in the centre. It's so ideal for many artists and all that to go there, but hopefully we'll get something a bit bigger than the CIA, so we can attract the really big artists.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's like, well, I think it's sort of nationwide as well, isn't it? I mean, do you know what? I'm really hoping that I'm sort of met like there's for my sort of insurance when we go on tour and stuff. I'm sort of affiliated with this thing called the PSA, and you get like a lot of information about, you know, where we are in the state of returning to doing shows and whatnot. And it does seem like we've kind of been forgotten a little bit. Like, you know, obviously all those other services are important, but, you know, it seems like we're kind of bottom of the queue for night shows. And the only thing that I can hope really coming out of this is that perhaps it might actually put a more of a focus on smaller venues again, because it did seem like, to me, I mean, I'm a sort of I've got one foot in either generation, really. I'm a child of the late 90s, early 2000s, I guess. So, you know, like when we first started going out, there was a lot more smaller to mid-sized venues. And then progressively through the 2000s, it's got shut down. And it's just more Live Nation taking, which is fine. But, you know, I think it's fine for the bigger acts, I should say. Really sucks for the smaller acts, because it kind of push everything up to, it's either academies or arenas. And there's nothing in between. And there's nothing really smaller. So I'm kind of hoping that this COVID thing perhaps will actually start setting, you know, people be going back to pubs more, and like maybe it'd be more like, it'd be like the pub rock scene again of the 70s, you know?
Yeah.
Because, well, okay, well, we can't get together in an arena because that's too hard to manage. But hell, yeah, we can still go to a pub and there can be live music on. Or we can still go to a small club and, like, you know, just maybe cap the door a little bit.
Well, it is. The one thing about it, you got the likes of like those damn Crows and all that. They've played smaller venues, and now they headlined Planet Rock's Winter's End, and headlining festivals and things like that. So smaller venues is so important to any musician that you get out there and you get heard, even if the venue's only got like 50 people, there's still 50 people hearing your music, rather than go into an arena and you've got like 200 people which don't really care about your music. At least
really good point. Because I find that it's like actually the bigger like arena shows, for example, most people don't give a shit about the support act. It's just kind of like they're just sort of, you know, either turning up, getting drinks or whatever, milling around. And even if they do watch, they're like, who the fuck are you? It's like, I just want to see them enact. But like on smaller gigs, people are out for a good time. They just want to hear good music, you know, and it's like they might come see bands they've known, of course, but they're also into like what else is going. They want to be entertained all evening from the start to the finish. And I think smaller bands, and you get a better atmosphere as well, because if you're in a 200 cap and it's rammed, I mean the place is electric, you know, it's the hook. But if you could play to like 3,000 people in a half empty arena, and it's a bit the vibe isn't there, and you're far away from people as well, which is probably what people are going to do now, you know.
So I totally agree with you. I went to see Samantha Fish. I was photographing her down in Cardiff. And I was by the stage taking photos, and they had Felix Rubin, I think it is, Felix Rubin.
Right.
And he was supporting. And because nobody knew who he was, but it was so jam-packed because it was a sellout, it was like that person now was going to be thinking, wow, Cardiff is fantastic. Look at all the people.
Yeah.
But if he was supporting a bigger artist on there, he would be going, well, not many people are here for me, are they? And I think size does matter, and sometimes smaller does give you does give you that better feeling.
Yeah, it really does. And it's that, I mean, when I think back what the most special gigs we've done, it's always the smaller ones, because it's like, for example, the crowd are right there, so you can see in their eyes.
Yeah.
And you get an energy back and forth. And when you're finished as well, you're in the crowd and you can chat to people and you can, that's cool, and what's going on. And the bigger you get, or a bigger venue you're into, you just end up being sort of segregated from the audience. And then when you finish, you go off to a backstage, and then, they're out front, and that kind of sucks, really.
Yeah, I totally agree. Right. Insanity's Ruin is your latest release. Has that been fully released yet, or is that been postponed due to the COVID-19?
Yeah, it's been postponed due to the COVID-19. Yeah, we had a whole campaign that was in place from October last year, all the PR and everything lined up, and then it just couldn't have been worse timing in a way for that, because obviously then this hit. So we thought we're going to just act quick and make a sort of strategic decision just to pull it. And like I said before, we've taken the opportunity to do a sort of new improved version. Like, we've changed a few, re-recorded, I should say. None of the music's different, but we re-recorded a few parts. We've gone through a bit of different branding. It's just been a great opportunity because a lot of our shows were cancelled, and this release it was right at the wrong time. We thought, it's a great time to sort of take stock, and we've sort of overhauled everything. So we've got this album that we're sitting on, and then at the moment as well, we've just been switching management, and we just been label shopping for the new release. So basically, we're sort of in talks with somebody to put it out very soon. So foreseeably, because of the whole situation, it sounds a bit lazy, really, but we're in no rush. We just realised, we're going to try and turn this into a positive, and just improve ourselves as musicians, improve our music, and then just take our time and get it out the right way. And then we're just going to have to be really fluid with it, because nobody really knows what's happening in 2 weeks, let alone 2 months. So best will in the world, we're hoping that we should be out in the next couple of months, our new remixed version, and then returning to hopefully we tentatively got something booked live for end of August, but who knows, 50-50, you could roll a dice really on that one at the moment with the information, or the lack of, that we're getting really from the government. So just hoping really by the end of the year we should sort of be approaching something a little bit more normal, really. And then we'll be out with a full-blown release, and just trying to play as much as possible.
Well, finally, talking about touring and all that, do you think you'll be doing a full tour in 2021, covering most of the UK and all that?
Yeah, 21 definitely. Yeah, I think so. And I think actually, because we were going to do some support shows, we were touting with a larger artist. Actually, would have been for this year. Their schedule got put in a bin, and there were European shows, so that got pushed to 21. But actually, I feel like, although that's still on the table, it's quite nice, because I think we're just going to try and focus now on the UK, because of obviously with all the border and travel restrictions are in place. We just feel like it's actually a nice sort of excuse to just play in our backyard where we love it, and just play the UK a lot. And I just want to kind of, it's sort of, do you know what? I feel really happy almost. I mean, this is a terrible thing for a lot of people, but on the upshot for it, I feel like it's been a great way to sort of reset and just really reconnect with why we're doing it and what we're doing. So we're really hoping, like I said, we've got a UK show tentatively booked for August, but I mean, we're definitely going to be by 2021 just touring as much of the UK as possible.
No, That's like fantastic. The actual, like, around Wales and all that, there's so many nice sized venues to get back out there. And I know quite a few artists which have now booked to come to Wales, and I'm sure one of them would give you a slot on it without a doubt.
Oh, fantastic! That'd be brilliant. Yeah, I mean, yeah, because it's just such a fantastic part of the world. I'm really biased. I love rock climbing as well, and well, live music and rock climbing. So basically, Wales pretty much just kicks ass in both departments.
No, definitely. Well, funny enough, I'm organising an event because this year I started doing for my Therapy Through a Lens website, music awards.
Oh, cool!
And there's all that's been voted for. But next year I'm organising one, because it's more of a virtual one this year. Next year, which I'm quite lucky really, because I get I've spoken to the artists which have won and all that, so a lot of them have said, "Oh, come down, man," and all. I can bring the awards with you and all that. So I'm thinking, oh, do you really want to tour and but next year I'm doing I've got a venue, and I'm booking bands now to play there.
Oh, fantastic!
And, so I will, if your band is up for it, I'll put you down as like it'll only be one or two songs and all that, and all the proceeds goes towards, so all the ticket sales and all that go towards Mind and the Royal British Legion.
Oh, fantastic! So, yeah,
all the awards. If you're up for that, I can put you down for it.
Yeah, we'd love to. Yeah, any chance to play, especially for a course like that. And if you want, we've got loads of merch as well from the previous record and stuff. So we'd be happy to donate a load of stuff as well if you wanted to.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Really, to sell it and just keep all the proceeds. You know, yeah, any way we could help.
Yeah, what every month I've been doing a giveaway, and with it is to draw more people to the website, so more people understand about PTSD, and all the interviews, the reviews of albums, concert reviews, and all that all go on here. So if anything you can donate, that will be absolutely fantastic, and it'll go towards the mental health awareness side of it.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. It's a subject very close to my heart. So just give me your address, and I'll send you some shirts and some CDs.
Oh, brilliant! And the good thing about it is that festival, well, not a festival, but that awards next year, there's a lot of people coming down which run the like the independent festivals, like Stone Dead, the Steelhouse Festival up in Sheffield. There's a lot of independent people coming down which book the bands and all that. So it's a good way for yourself to put yourself out there, really.
Yeah, brilliant. And just meet some friendly faces and just see what's happening. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, that'd be brilliant. Yeah, give me your details, before we sign off, and we'll have to stay in touch, and we'll have to definitely sort something out.
Definitely. I've like I say, I'm speaking to a few bands now. I don't know if you've heard of Sanguine.
No, I don't. I can't say I have. No.
No, they're really good band. And they've donated stuff and things like that, and they're playing Cardiff. So I'll speak to them and see what if they can give you a slot on it.
Oh wow! Thank you. That's so kind of you. Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, I will do my best, and I will get this out there. Anything promotional side, once we come off here, I'll send you a message with my email address,
Great. Yeah, and I'll do the same. Yeah.
Yeah, send that back, and what I'll do then, give me as much information about the band and all that, and I will get it out there and I will promote it front and center.
Oh, thank you so much, Michael. That's really cool of you.
Yeah, and like I say, I'll put you down as for the charity awards, and thank you so much for your time.
Oh no, thank you, Michael. Yeah, it's been really cool chatting to you, man. Really fun.
It's brilliant. A week late, but there you are.
Yeah. Yeah, God, crikey. Yeah, I couldn't time that any better on your birthday, no less. Yeah, we got there in the end. Oh, dear.
I ruined my birthday. You did. I was sad. They go, why wouldn't anyone talk to me?
Yeah. Oh, I'm not going to live that one down.
No, it's still been brilliant, mate. Thank you.
No, thank you, man. Brilliant.
Yeah, and I will get these information sent to you, and I will speak to my mate now and see what bloody information about Rush and all that.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be wicked to know which record that is. Yeah.
Yeah, you keep telling me, and I'm like, yeah, all right. And so I will dig it out, and I will let you know what album.
Oh, smashing. Nice one, Michael.
All right, brilliant. And I'll speak to you soon.
Cool. Speak to you soon, mate. Lovely. Been a pleasure.